Coming up on Mountain News this morning, an Eastern Kentucky group uses Juneteenth to remember how far our country has truly come. And the city of Richmond kicks off its Juneteenth celebrations with a 5K sponsored by the NAACP.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
6:30 Monday, it is Juneteenth. Jim Freeman along. Glad you're along today. And meteorologist Shane Smith is here for a look at, looks like a soggy forecast, Shane. I think that's an understatement.
That is a little bit of an understatement, Jim. We got a lot of rain heading our way. In fact, maybe a couple inches today. Let's take a look right now what's going on Pinpoint Doppler. Track that rain for you as it is working its way through central Kentucky in pretty heavy fashion right now. Frenchburg up to Moorhead, you've got heavy rain heading your way. Also a pretty heavy shower just to the southwest of Irvine and Stanton. That is lifting off to the east-northeast. My friends over in Rockcastle County, Mount Vernon, you got a little light to moderate shower in your neck of the woods. Some light rain there along 421 through portions of Jackson and Clay County, and more showers back off to the south and west as an area of low pressure is spinning its way across the Commonwealth today. And it's a slow mover, friends. We're going to keep wave after wave of rain in the forecast. It's not looking like a washout, but we will see several rounds of precipitation today. Also seeing a little bit of fog this morning, especially from Hazard back down towards Harlan into portions of southwest Virginia. So just know some of that fog may slow you down, especially in portions of Perry, Harlan, and Letcher counties this morning. We're dry out east, a few showers back around London and Corbin this morning. Temperatures generally in the mid to upper 60s. Good morning, London. You're at 65. Same story for my friends in Middlesboro, 64. Harlan, Manchester, 67. Pikeville, 66 over in Prestonsburg. Out the door forecast. Grab the umbrella and the rain jacket as temperatures going to top out just shy of 80 for most of us. And the rain will be sticking around for several days, Jim Freeman. We'll talk about how much we could see coming up here in just a few minutes.
Shane, not much wiggle room there from the lows to the highs. Thank you, sir. On June 19th in 1865, more than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, slaves were finally freed. Now, more than a century later, members of an Eastern Kentucky group are celebrating how far our country has come. WYMT's R.J. Johnson has more from Harlan County.
Dozens of community members gathered at the Eastern Kentucky Social Club to take part in the club's second annual Juneteenth celebration. Former president of the Lynch chapter, Ronnie Hampton, says it is important to celebrate how far they have come since 1865.
America has history, all history, not just some. And this is part of that history. Our people need to know where we come from, how we got to where we are, and this is part of it.
He says it means a great deal to even have the opportunity to celebrate this holiday.
The 4th of July was never for us. And then the word came out that, Juneteenth, that we were set free as well. So it means a lot to us. This is our holiday.
President of the Tennessee chapter, Andrea Massey, says she wants the entire community to take part in the remembrance because it is important to know the history.
I think it's educational, something we need to do in the whole Tri-City area, not just in Lynch. It needs to be a community effort for Harlan County.
Hampton says events like this help keep the name of everyone that came before him alive.
And we were a community where we all took care of each other. And now that things are not like they used to be, the coal mines are gone, families are moving out, people are dying off, it's very important that we not let anything die. History has to be remembered.
Which is why he is calling on younger people to keep making the change that is needed.
We're going to die off. What's going to happen to it? People like Shayla has to keep that history alive and let our people know where they came from.
In 2021, Juneteenth became the first new federal holiday in nearly 40 years. In Harlan County, R.J. Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Thanks, R.J. With Juneteenth being a federal holiday, most major banks will be closed. NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange will not be trading. Federal offices and schools will also be closed. Governor Andy Beshear is also expected to sign a proclamation today declaring it Juneteenth National Freedom Day here in Kentucky. The city of Richmond held a Juneteenth celebration during the weekend, and it all started with a 5K. The event was sponsored by the NAACP, Madison County Health Department, Baptist Health Richmond, and CHI St. Joseph Berea. The 5K run or walk held at the Whitehall Historic Site was also offered as a 1-mile family fun walk, or even had virtual options for those participating remotely. Proceeds benefiting the Friends of Maple Grove Cemetery, Maurice Hibbard Non-Traditional Scholarship, and New Liberty Family Shelter. Now over to Scott County, where Juneteenth celebrations also started early. The E.D. Davis Learning Center hosted festivities to celebrate the holiday during the weekend, inviting anyone in the surrounding communities to celebrate right along with them. The event was put on by Boston Unification Council. Their Vice President, Chris Wilson, shared events like this are important because it reminds people what Juneteenth is all about.
That's why it's important, like I said, to keep our history alive and to let everyone know that Juneteenth was real and it's real today. And like I said, the impact that African Americans had on this country.
He also shares that this summer they are working on an event called Echoes of Our Ancestors. He says it should come to town Labor Day weekend. Back here in our region, several bikers gathered in Corbin during the weekend for the Kentucky Children's Miracle Network Bike Run. Event organizer Harlan Lockhart II was inspired to host this event because of his son, Harlan Lockhart III, who's experienced many hospital visits at such a young age. Lockhart says raising awareness for Children's Center Miracle Network hospitals is the main goal of the bike run.
All are welcome. You don't even have to be a biker. If you want to show up and support us and just hang out and get some water and some cupcakes and just learn about Children's Miracle Network, that's fine too.
Along with raising awareness for CMN hospitals, those with the event say this gathering also shows everyone that beyond their tough exteriors, many bikers have a soft spot for their communities and the people within them. Hundreds of locals and visitors alike hit the trails of one county in the Big Sandy. WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more from this year's installment of the Johnson County Trail Day.
Whether you would prefer a nice hike or a heart-pounding cruise in, the third annual Johnson County Trail Day had a bit of something for everyone.
We've had some new things added to our regular itinerary of kayaking, biking, hiking, and ATV rides, and it won't wrap up until late tonight.
The Johnson County Trailtown Committee and Johnson County Fiscal Court came together with community partners to promote adventure tourism and bring about an economic boost.
It's great for our health and wellness, but it's also, like you said, great for tourism. It's economically beneficial to our community.
While remembering the past with guided history walks through the hills and hollers.
And about promoting history. This is these stories, the saga of Jenny Wiley and the stories of our heritage are very important to this region, not just to Johnson County, but to our region.
Bringing people together to celebrate Appalachia.
A lot of what we do really is for these young people and their future too. And we want to try to help set the stage for them to know what we have in this community so they can enjoy it, they can promote it.
Working for a better future while having a bit of fun. In Johnson County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Thank you, Jordan. The Trail Day culminated in an ATV parade through downtown Paintsville, as well as a get-together with music, food trucks, and much more. The Perry County Fair ramped up during the weekend. Fair board members say this year's fair brought fun for all, including live animals, numerous arts and craft vendors, and even several stunt performances. Those with the fair say after everything Perry Countyans have experienced during the past year, it felt good to offer an event people could enjoy.
It has been great. We know all these people that have been through the floods, have had winds, and then the recent fire in downtown Hazard. We just really wanted to have a place for them to come and forget all that's been going on and just enjoy the day with their families.
Live music and stunt performances helped wrap up the last evening of the fair. This week marks the summer solstice and the beginning of astronomical summer. Meteorologist Alexa Minton explains just what that means.
June 21st is the summer solstice, a special day in which our location relative to the sun gives us the longest day of the year. The summer solstice is often seen as the official transition point into summer, marking a shift into our version of summertime sunlight. There are 4 main holidays that celebrate sunlight throughout the year: the vernal equinox, the summer solstice, the autumnal equinox, and our winter solstice. These 4 holidays showcase the varying amounts of sunlight we get as we orbit around the sun. This is because the Earth doesn't orbit the sun at a complete vertical, but rather a tilt, allowing us to vary amounts of daylight as we progress throughout our seasons. Both equinoxes indicate parts of the year in which we have equal parts daylight and nighttime. And the solstices showcase when we have either our peak or minimum amount of sunlight throughout the day. Most meteorologists and climatologists consider June 1st to be the start of summer, kicking off our warmest 3 months. But June 21st is actually the start of astronomical summer, showcasing an important part of the year which we have the most daylight. If you're in the Arctic Circle, you would experience 24 hours of daylight on June 21st. But us here in Kentucky, we're experiencing 14 hours and 48 minutes of continuous daylight. The solstice is celebrated by many cultures around the world with numerous traditions, holidays, and festivals. One famous celebration happens in England when each year thousands gather at Stonehenge to celebrate the solstice as the rising sun aligns perfectly with the structure's stones. So from sunrise gatherings to celebrations of sun, the extra light we'll get on the 21st will certainly push away any remaining winter woes. In Lexington, Alexa Minton, WKYT.
Well, thank you very much for that, Alexa. Unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing a lot of sunshine around here today in south and eastern Kentucky. We're going to be dealing with a lot of rain and cloud cover. Right now, pinpoint Doppler radar tracking some heavier rain back to the northeast of Frenchburg, moving up towards Moorhead, Stanton, Irvine. You got a little bit of heavy rain in your neighborhood. Same story for my friends down in Mount Vernon. Light scattered showers through portions of Knox and Clay County. And you can see, notice that spin in the atmosphere as that area of low pressure moves through the bluegrass. That's going to keep those rain chances around. Temperatures today only topping out into the upper 70s. And it's going to be a little bit cooler than normal for the next several days, including the start of summer on Wednesday. We'll have a look at that forecast coming up here in just a minute or two, Jim.
Okay, Shane, thank you. Thank you for joining us. The time is 6:42. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. USDA encourages vaccine makers to create a new COVID booster for the fall, protect people from multiple strains with just one jab.